My name is Anthony Otagbe. I'm the founder and CEO of Izesan, which is an African language learning platform. We teach African languages and culture, and the reason why is because we feel that there's a need to make sure that we pass on this knowledge and wisdom and skill set and culture from our indigenous cultures. So basically it's an app. You can go into your app store or your, if you have an Android, Google Play Store, you download it and you can start learning immediately or teaching your child.
Just learned about the Izesan app this afternoon, and it's mind-blowing to know that some people, some educationists are actually working towards how our children can actually understand their background and learn and know about their background, where they originate from, their native tongue.
I'm Mrs. Diko, and I'm just being introduced to the Izesan app today. For me, it's a welcome development. Our world today, our children, we have allowed English, Western language, to take over our indigenous languages. And for me, having this having this app in our homes, on our devices, will go a long way to introduce our children to the languages that we want them to speak.
I think it's a good idea, and I'm happy about the app. The way he explained the app for us, I think I'm interested in it, because mostly all the children in Abuja doesn't understand their language. Does not understand their language, and most of the time in the house we normally speak English to them. For my children to speak Yoruba is very difficult for them to speak. So, and in school the language is not that, they didn't normally take their language very serious in school. It's not that interesting, but when they come back home they wanted to speak the language, but it's difficult for them to speak. So when he introduced the language to us, I told him that it's a very good idea, and we are already telling our viewers the way we can go about it so that all the children will be interested in it.
First, I'd like to say I've heard all of your concerns, and I'd like to say Kushema for your hard work.
Sorry, what language are you?
I'm from Edo State. Yeah, I'm Ishan. Yeah. So
I hope your children speak your language.
oh yeah, my daughter's only 1, but we're making sure to speak. He knows. Yeah. So there is a certain level of involvement that parents should play. Not necessarily, you don't necessarily need to teach the language. Because we don't expect you to be a teacher, but in order to address these concerns, we've come up with different things. For example, we have teachers in the app that you can basically enroll in, and they can teach, using Zoom. You can pay for a lesson, a class, maybe once or twice a week, and that's one way to basically only rely on the app. We're also working on developing other I guess you could say, ways to engage children. For example, like a game. We're working on developing a game that incorporates African languages so that your children will be motivated to be playing that game, and they'll be hearing African languages as they're playing. So that's another factor that we're working on. But yeah, it's our main goal is to make sure that the children feel like the app is fun, and when they're playing it, they'll be able to come back again and again. So another way that you can try and make sure that your children are interacting with the app is you can monitor their progress. We have a module called Izesan for schools. So basically you can assign them a certain module and say complete it by this time, and then maybe when that timeline comes, if they haven't completed it, as a parent you can use whatever tools at your disposal to incentivize them to complete it. So that's really the name of the game. Is we're just trying to make it as fun and interesting as possible, so that we don't expect you guys to do the work. That's why we call it Izesan for schools, because our main target is school, educational institutions.